Hello and welcome to Computer Science. My name is Daniel Winterston and I'm going to be your teacher this year in computer science. In this video, we're going to take a look at the following. You're going to know what you're going to learn in this course, how you're going to learn it, why we're going to learn the Python programming language. You're going to be able to define a program very loosely, download Python, and run your first script or program all by the end of this video. So a lot of ground to cover, no worries. Take a deep breath. It's going to be a lot of fun. So what are we going to learn in this course? Well, we're going to learn a little bit about computers and a lot about Python. I took an excerpt from Wikipedia's definition on computer science that I think summed it up pretty well. The fundamental question underlying computer science is, what can be automated? And what's so great about computers is that they automate stuff for us. They take really repetitive tasks and can do them over and over and over again. And as you've probably heard all the buzzwords, we're not going to well, we might, if we have time in the course, play around with a little bit of artificial intelligence, but artificial intelligence is even a budding thing. So coming up, maybe computers will be able to start making some decisions on their own. That's interesting. So let's take a look at how you're going to learn. Well, videos and practice. Memorization's not required. Notice I got 3 exclamation marks after that. I kind of feel very strongly about that. Computer science really isn't so much about memorizing all of the words and the syntax. You're going to do that just by using it over and over again. Computer science is really more about problem solving, learning how to think like a programmer. And that's really going to be more of the focus on the course, or in the course. So why did I choose Python for your programming language, especially if this is your very first programming course or very first programming language? That's fun, it's fast, it's an easy first language to do. You can get up and get started real quickly, as you're going to see by the end of this video. And it gives us a lot more time to focus on programming concepts instead of, notice in parentheses, as much on syntax. Syntax is just kind of like the order you put things in and being real particular about punctuation and stuff. That matters a lot in programming. Punctuation's important. But don't worry, we're going to go over how to do all that as the time comes. So not the popularity matters, but let's take a look at this next slide. This is from the 2019 Stack Exchange Developer Survey, and this is the popularity amongst professional programmers. So I only took the top results. You'll notice JavaScript, HTML, CSS are at the top amongst professional developers. These are languages that they're using in their jobs, and SQL. Well, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, they drive web sites. And actually they can drive servers too. It's kind of cool. I almost considered doing JavaScript instead, but then we would have had to go over a lot of HTML and CSS. So the next one you'll see down the list after JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Notice I kind of lump those two together because they kind of belong together for the most part, is SQL. SQL is database programming language. It's kind of how you store and retrieve information. Probably a real easy way to think about that. And the one that's right below that is Python. Yay for Python. Now, what's interesting is you'll notice in 2019, Python by a very narrow margin beat out Java. And that's so narrow, it's probably not even worth considering, but it's kind of fun to say. So you might be wondering, okay, my Connexus course says Java, and I signed up for computer science, and now you're saying we're learning Python. Why is that? Well, Java is just really cumbersome. So let's take a look at this. Next couple slides, we'll look at that a little bit more. So programming, scripting, and markup language, all respondents, you'll notice that the most popular, the ones that they like the most for all respondents, Python again is at the very top, along with the same ones before. Okay, most loved. Python's way up there. Again, for the reasons mentioned, while we're going to actually use Python, is some of the reasons why it's one of the most popular. Most dreaded. Now, you'll notice Python's not on this list, but what is? Way down at the bottom, Java. Yeah, there's no reason to dread Java. It just takes a lot more writing to get the same amount of stuff done, and can sometimes be a lot more complex looking and feeling. I like Java because it's so structured and organized. If you're a programmer and love Java, please don't take this personally. Personal preference. Python's just a lot easier to use. So also, while we're using Python instead of Java, if you're going to take AP Computer Science next year, you're going to go over all of Java from the beginning, and it assumes you don't know anything. So I was like, well, if we cover Java this year, then why would you even take AP other than to get AP credit? So this year's going to be more focused on fun concepts, and next year's going to be focused more on the particulars and getting you ready for the AP exam if you choose to take it next year. So let's talk about a program. What is a computer program? Roughly, you're just telling a computer what to do with some writing. So you can train a dog to sit, and you can tell it to sit, and the dog will sit. You can train your computer to tell you something by just typing print on the screen. We'll take a look at that later. I just kind of want to show you that there is some relationship between teaching a dog and computer programming. You've got a word that executes a command and does something. On the computer, you're going to say a word or a series of words, and it's going to tell your computer to do something. So we're on our next step. We're going to download Python. I'm actually going to save that for the next video. This one's already about 6 minutes long. So in the next video, we're going to download Python, and then we're going to run our very first script. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to catching you very soon in the very next video.